Today's topic, moving away from something versus moving right towards it. Hi, I'm Doug Holt, author of Your Own Story, and this is your Daily Growth Hack, where each day we give you a tip, trick, or insight to help you up-level what we call the 5 to Thrive. That is your mind, your body, your soul, your relationships, and your business. Now, in every course of an action, we're either moving towards something or away from something. And most often, this is unconscious, right? We're either moving away from something that scares us, or we're moving away from fear, or moving away from something that hurts us. And hopefully, we're moving towards something that empowers us and makes us better people. Now, this isn't always the case, of course, and that's why we want to make a conscious decision of how we do that. So if you're looking at this is a perfect time because we're coming to the end of 2017, moving into 2018. What are some things that you want to move towards and some things that you want to move away from? Now, I like to do this in my 5 to Thrive, although this morning when I got up early in the morning, I went right to my whiteboard and just started writing because it's the first thing that came to my mind and I just wanted to do a dump. So for me, some of the things that I want to move away from more often are alcohol, consumption of sugar, processed foods, junk TV, hiding out and playing small. And if you're watching this right now, you can see some of these on the whiteboard along with some of my other scribbles. Often I come in my office and just start writing. It's a 6-foot whiteboard, sits behind me, makes it easy. And then things I want to move towards personally. I want to move towards daily exercise, move more towards promoting myself and the things that I know that I can help other people, more towards hunting big game. I'm talking about my businesses, going after larger clients rather than what I would call medium-sized clients. Also, I want to go after more of my goals. Obviously a general term, but I have a whole list of goals. In fact, right in front of me in my office right now, I have my goals for Q1 of 2018, as well as my mantra, epic growth and adventure. Now, I also have King written down and movement. Now, King is something that came out of the jungles of Colombia, and it's a whole long conversation that I'm happy to share with you in person if we get a chance to meet. But what I want you to do is grab your journal, write out your 5 to Thrive, and write areas in each of your 5 to Thrive of things that you want to move away from as well as things you want to move towards. So if you want to move away from something, let's say you smoke, for example. If you want to move away from smoking, then what are you going to replace that with? What good habit are you going to move towards, right? That's the easiest way to break a bad habit is by actually just adding a good one. You only have so much time and so much brain power that if you add something that's positively affecting you, you have to give something up. And hopefully that's that bad habit. But we want to do this again consciously. And maybe in the area of relationships. Maybe you want to move away for dating jerks and you want to move more towards a solid, committed relationship. And that could be something different for you. So what I want you to consider is the possibility that at any given moment, we are moving either away from or towards something. And now I want you to have the driver's seat. I want you to step up and take control of your own life so you can write your own story. You know, it's often said, and that's why we came up with the author of your own story concept, that if you don't write your own story, well, geez, somebody else will write it for you. And I want you to live with purpose, and I want you to live with passion, and I want you to live fully. And it starts with making conscious decisions, just like this one. So remember, listening to this is great, but it doesn't do anything if you don't do the work. I also recommend sharing this with somebody you love. In fact, if you can, share this with at least 3 people. And what that does is it allows you to constantly be in the conversation. Constantly be in the conversation of personal development, growth, and becoming the author of your own story. Now, of course, we're opening the Author of Your Own Story University back up in February of 2018. Make sure you get on that list. If you like having conversations like this, but also at a deeper level where we dive in exactly what it means to be moving away versus moving towards and the intricacies, and it'll actually help you laser focus to make sure you're concentrating on the right things. You know, oftentimes it's said that you can't see the forest from the trees. That's the same thing I find with coaching. Now, the Author of Your Own Story University has got coaching at a group level. So we're able to look at the macro here and really help you by yourself become your own coach and dial it in with a systematic process. So make sure you get over there right now and get on that waiting list. There's no requirement, just get on the waiting list and you can make the choice of your own of what you want to move towards or away from in 2018. Also, make sure you go over to authorofyourownstory.com and get on the newsletter. Very important you do that so you can stay up to date with what we're doing over here at Author of Your Own Story, as well as the growing community. That's it for me today. As always, go out and inspire someone simply by being the author of your own story. I hope you enjoyed today's Daily Growth Hacks. Please put your comments right down below and remember to click subscribe. This way we can ensure that we're delivering these daily growth hacks right to you each and every day. On behalf of the whole team here, remember, go out and be the author of your own story.